Vision
Read
Hunt
about the
decree.
Vision Hunt decree.
Did something bad happen again?
Not working.
Yeah.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osvan told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Welcome, welcome!
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course, especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the Academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be
It's no good. tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Akhmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that? So, what's our plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora! Have you lost your mind? Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot. This is the place we heard those students talking about.
Oh, you've arrived. Please, take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
What we see is what we've got. Feel free to look around.
What's going on? How can there be kind of... Should I adjust the shit?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want? A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos? Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Oh, Paimon can't stand to see so much more go. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King. I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it, Al-Haytham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this,
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too! Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions! He went that way! After him! Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
What do you want? No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that? A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong! Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those hot-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing!
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up. Oh, so that's your true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people. Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight? Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the Morph Don't Be Cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any more left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like the Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time. Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a traitor near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Understand shit.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy? What a unique palette. We have unripe horror fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me. Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm a few things. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first to know. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
No, that's not it. The paper said that heat stroke is the... He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer...
I don't know. Okay.
Before I retrieve your... please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our hara fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better... You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating hara fruit...
Would you like your hara fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style? Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautifully. Okay. Everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot! It's the Matra! Run!
What? The matcha? Where? Oh, Hatham said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here. We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant. He ran that way! Look, he's over there! Hey! If you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way! Another password! Huh? Oh! Here, over here! You can stop running now. So you were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some horror fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Huh? Wait, you're Dory? I'm sure thought you'd look a whole lot scarier. Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. If you don't watch what you say, then you can forget about doing any business. But it seems you two have actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp. You don't really look like criminals or anything, but I bet my Mora that you've been involved in some shady dealings, haven't you? Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a compliment, but we'll take it. I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces, no matter how much Mora they might have. Not only will they get caught by the Matra, but they'll also get us into trouble. As decent folks trying to run an honest business, we don't need any of that. Wouldn't you agree? So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry, I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough knowledge capsules to decorate your house with, please knock yourself out. As long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora, then we're all good. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead, help yourselves. Voila! Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably be in serious trouble if the Matra caught her with all this. What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested in your reasons for buying. I can, however, offer some suggestions. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people in all of Teyvat have ever studied it, making it extremely rare. It's on sale now for 350,000 Mora. Yeesh, who would want to be an expert in that topic? Or how about the architectural styles and construction methods of Teyvat in the early Archon War period? With this one, you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation and find an excellent, well-paying job in nearly any nation. Ooh, now this sounds like it could be useful. 2 million Mora, and it's yours. No discounts. Whoa, that's a lot of Mora! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire. The contents and price of each knowledge capsule are indicated in small text on the body of each one, down at the bottom. All right, let's try the method that Alhaitham mentioned. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, and quite the eye for quality. We'll take these, please and thank you. My, oh my, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Customers like you are a rare breed. 1 in 100. No, 1 in 1,000 even. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just 100,000 mora more, you can pick any knowledge capsule of your choice up to a value of 1 million mora. Say what now? Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little more, we can get something worth 1 million mora. Isn't that a fantastic deal? Think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. And so far, aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here. Don't you want to try it yourself? Come on, come on! We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's mora left, so let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem! You've got a deal, Dory! We'd like to spend an extra 100,000 mora. Excellent! Then please, select from this fine collection of canned knowledge over here. Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted. Why can't we choose the ones from over there? Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each. I'm sure discerning customers like yourselves will be able to find something to your liking. Please, take your time. Uh-oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these. So, what did you see? So, they're all worth about the same amount? Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques, the art of growing spices, an overview of ancient runes. Oh! How about this one? Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Look, Dory, we'll take this one. All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back again soon. Whether it's canned knowledge or anything else you need, bring your mora to Dory and doors will open. Our dealings with Dory went smoothly enough. Let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham.
Trust me.
Hopefully now he'll finally tell us about what the Academia lost. Oh, please.
Does this make sense to you, Cece?
How do I use it?
Ha! You two made it. And from the looks on your faces, you were successful.
Whoa, there's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wikela Funduk is under the academia's control, so naturally the academia has people working here. I came to Port Ormos under the pretense of conducting official business.
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcher won't come here. Okay now, tell me how your encounter with Dory went.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the
Before that, I have to ask. Why are you two so intent on tracking it down? You don't have to answer, of course.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in Sumeru for a while now, but we still haven't found a way. When we heard that the academia had lost something that might be related to the gods, we came here in case it turned out to be our lucky break.
In that case, you're on the right track. A short while ago, the academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge capsule. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we could learn how to meet the Dendro Archon? Ooh, or how to find your sister?
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist. And it's right here, in Port Ormos.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next. I won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine knowledge capsule truly is. As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extremely precious item. The knowledge contained within may bring great power or wealth to whoever has it in their possession. Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late, but there is still no victor. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. After attempting various methods, I finally managed to reach a tentative agreement with several brigades. I agreed to forego ownership of the divine knowledge capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. After all, there's no harm in understanding what it is. However, there are those who are less amenable to negotiation, such as those from Ain al-Ahmar. They adamantly believe that the divine knowledge capsule contains the Scarlet King's power, and that he will return to this world when they obtain it. They refuse to let anyone from the academia tarnish their deity's soul.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to cooperate with you?
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. To that end, they've resorted to many methods more foul than fair in order to amass sufficient funds. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into negotiating with me. The divine knowledge capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Each brigade will place their own bid, and the prize will be covertly given to the winner. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly disclose their victory. Unless I know whose hands the divine knowledge capsule ends up in, my agreements with them will fall through. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was previously closed to me. With you on board now, the situation is different.
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory so you could find out where the divine knowledge capsule is.
Yes, you can say that. But this arrangement harms none of us. The day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the divine knowledge capsule's whereabouts. If she has no information, wait 2 days and approach her again. If I get the opportunity to study the divine knowledge capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation? Okay, then we'll meet up in 2 days.
Alhaitham, before you go, we actually bought a knowledge capsule for ourselves, but we're not sure how to use it.
You two want to try using a knowledge capsule? Sure, I can teach you. Doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you say we head to the outskirts of town? All right, this place works. Show me the capsule you purchased.
Here.
Sword Fighting Techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This class is something of a rare find these days, since most have been taken by the Eremites to augment their battle capabilities.
Really? Ah, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. However, effects will likely be minimal if you already possess a high amount of strength. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles, one before using this knowledge capsule and one after. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to monitor your various physical parameters. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's abilities. But don't worry. I'll run statistical analyses afterward to mitigate any confounding effects.
Wow! Haytham! You must have been one of those guys at the Academia who got top grades on everything. Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the Academia, right? So why are you risking getting caught by the Matra for this capsule?
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. This is but one theory.
Sounds like you're trying to avoid the question.
All right, let's begin the test. Just fight as you normally do.
With the wind!
Power cord!
Faster? Okay, faster.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to record data. The next step is to use this knowledge capsule. Hold it in your hand. I'll help you establish a connection with it so you can activate its power.
Hey, how are you feeling? You mean that it worked?
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure as before.
Wind blade! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Now, I'll start recording data again.
Oh, hey, Thumb. How's it going?
Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability. During the second fight, his overall fighting performance increased by 0.073%.
Wait, how much? Dory's such a jerk! She totally scammed us! 1 million mora? This thing isn't worth a tenth of that amount!
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deal seems increasingly worth my investment. I'm heading back to Akela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time. This is Mora for when you ask Dory for information. Pay her as much as she requests.
I'll lead the way. Cha! Ha!
Hello? Yep.
Let's see Dory today and ask her about where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is. Here, over here! Oh, welcome back, my loyal patrons. What can I do for you this time? You name it. Canned knowledge, supplies, or anything else you need. I'll find a way to get it. Where there's a waterfall of Mora, there's a way. Can you really get us anything we want? Anything at all? Aha! So it appears that canned knowledge alone is no longer sufficient for your opulent appetite. Then please oblige me. Tell me what you have in mind. Oh! I knew customers with pockets as deep as yours would undoubtedly crave something more profound than ordinary canned knowledge. But you know, that kind of information isn't going to be cheap. After all, I had to work really hard to weasel my way into the auction site. Not to mention that if anyone found out that I was the leaker, I would be in big trouble. But how can we be sure your information is accurate? Paimon's curious how you just happen to have this kind of info the moment we need it. Because to me, anything of value is what I consider to be my supply. Therefore, I must always be aware of what's hot on the market in order to secure more sales. As for the information's authenticity, well, you've no need to worry about that. I used a camera to take a picture of the transaction. That way, no one can dispute it. It's always a pleasure doing business with such sterling patrons. Now that you've paid in full, here's the scoop. The Divine Knowledge Capsule was purchased yesterday by a certain Misery, the leader of Ain El Ahmar. Ain El Ahmar? You mean the Eremites who worship the Scarlet King? Ah, so you're already familiar with them. The group has done everything in their power to obtain the Divine Knowledge Capsule. After all, they believe it contains the power of the Scarlet King. That Divine Knowledge Capsule is unlike any other canned knowledge I've seen before. It was glowing bright red. The capsule is clearly visible in the picture I took. You can look for yourself. Thanks for the info, Dory. Please, it's my pleasure. It's all thanks to discerning customers such as yourselves that my efforts yesterday were not in vain. Please, don't hesitate to contact me if you ever need anything else in the future. Mora for Dory opens doors. Well, we figured out where the Divine Knowledge Capsule is. It turns out it ended up in the hands of Ain El Ahmar. Let's head back and talk to Al-Haytham. Al-Haytham, we got the info you wanted.
Really? All right. Let's hear it.
Dory even gave us evidence to verify the intel. Have a look.
Huh, look at that. Clear as day. It must have taken some guts just to infiltrate the scene of the Eremites' transaction. But then to get close enough to take a picture like this. Bold move, Dory. Very bold move. All right. The person in this picture is indeed Misery, the leader of Ain al-Ahmar, and the glowing red capsule he's holding appears to be the Divine Knowledge capsule. In which case, if we play our cards right, when we confront them next week, we should be able to force them to show their hand.
At first, Paimon didn't get why you were provoking these Ain el-Ahmar guys. But now, it sort of makes sense. Everything's playing right into your hands. After we defeat them, we can finally have a serious talk with their boss and get them to lend us the Divine Knowledge capsule.
Thank you for your time and efforts. Take a few days off while I make some preparations. Let's meet up again on the afternoon of the arranged date, 3 o'clock sharp. See you then.
Alhaitham sure is taking his time. Where could he be? Oh, there he is.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's head to the pier in front of Pharos Lighthouse.
Yep, let's go.
Alhaitham. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were crazy enough to actually show up.
It was I who demanded that these negotiations take place. I was more worried that you might go back on your promise. But to your credit, it appears that you're sticking to your word. This is turning into quite an occasion. I also brought some backup. I assume you don't mind.
Backup? Aren't you the brat from the restaurant the other day? You've come to support this lunatic because he helped you out? Fine, your funeral. I'm not going to mince my words. Once we're done with you, you'll be nothing more than fish food. Get 'em, boys!
Uh-oh, here they come. Good luck, you two.
That's close enough. With the wind! Following orders.
Pyrotechnics! Hit! Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy. Huh? Huh? Hit! Here! Whoa!
Academia scum! Boss! Finally! Did you use it? Great! Now we can... Boss? Boss! What's wrong?
What happened to him?
We have to cut his Akasha connection, now.
Target acquired! Arrest him!
Do not impede our work. Is that understood, Al-Haytham?
Of course. I was only trying to help.
Take him away!
World, forget me.
What in Tibet just happened? It's like that big guy suddenly lost his mind.
It looks like he used the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
You mean the Divine Knowledge Capsule did that to him? Oh, yeah. You mean how some researchers go insane after getting knowledge from Irminsul?
I've heard of numerous incidents of researchers in Satyavada life going insane. The state that man is now in suggests that this is a similar situation. This Divine Knowledge Capsule does appear to be linked to the gods, but beyond that, it doesn't seem anything like the rumors suggest. Possessing it doesn't grant you divine wisdom or power. Did you hear what he said? World, forget me. What could that possibly mean?
If the mantra took him away, then that means the Academia got the Divine Knowledge Capsule back, too. What a shame. We were so close. Still, Paimon didn't expect the Divine Knowledge Capsule would be so dangerous. Imagine if we tried to open it. Oh, who knows what would have happened to us?
As things stand, there is no reason for me to remain in Port Ormos. I believe our collaboration has also reached its end.
Oh, we were so busy trying to find the Divine Knowledge Capsule that Paimon forgot to ask you something. Since you're a member of the Academia, do you have any idea how we can go about meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Truthfully, I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali appears to exist outside of Sumeru's entire administration. Most of the time, you wouldn't know she exists at all. Moreover, since the Academia possesses the Akasha, a symbol of our deity's wisdom, scholars have no reason to desire to make contact with the deity herself anyway.
Everything about Lesser Lord Kusanali is such a mystery.
I'm heading back to the Academia. How about you two?
It's almost the day of the Sub-Zero's festival. Maybe we should head back too. We've been rushed off our feet over the past few days, so maybe a little rest and relaxation will do us good. Then we'll part ways here, Al-Haytham, until we meet again.
Now, do I deal with this thing first? Or should I produce the report that the higher-ups require?
Miss the Sub-Zero's festival, right? Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad. Paimon thinks she...
Ad Astra...
There she is! Dunyarzad, we're back!
Just as promised, Traveler and Paimon. I'm so glad that you two came back to celebrate Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. Indeed. The festival's tomorrow. We've been preparing for so long that I can't help but feel a little nervous.
There's no need to be nervous. Paimon's sure that Lesser Lord Kusanali will feel everyone's gratitude.
Thanks, Paimon. I hope that everyone who comes to the festival will also have a good time. Speaking of which, did you manage to make your way to Port Ormos? Discover anything over there?
Of course we went. A lot of things happened there.
I see. Sounds like you two had another exciting adventure. If there is another chance, I would love to join.
My lady, if you went to Port Ormos in your current state, we'd both be in for a lifetime of trouble.
Dia! You were eavesdropping!
It's called covert protection. Keeping an ear out for what's going on around my employer is part of the job.
It's all right, Dia. I merely said I would like to go. I know better than to think my body could handle it. The festival's tomorrow. I've been doing nothing but causing trouble for you. So Dia, please take some time to relax. I'll be fine.
Even when you put it that way, it still doesn't feel right.
Don't worry, my guardian knight.
Okay, fine, but only tonight. Tomorrow's a big day, and many no-good scumbags are gonna try to take advantage of that.
Oh, you two must be exhausted from your long journey back to the city. My apologies for not realizing this sooner. I've already prepared a room for you to rest. Please follow me.
Whoa, you're so thoughtful. Paimon's so ready.
Here we are. It's also fairly close to where I've been staying.
It looks really nice.
Not at all. Just tell me more about your adventures when you next get the chance.
That's Paimon's specialty. Paimon can tell you stories next time.
Oh, if you don't mind, how about we all walk around together tomorrow? All of my friends will be working the festival, and Dia is still insisting on her covert protection.
Yeah, it'll be pretty hard to relax and enjoy the festival if Dia's constantly hovering over you, right?
Then let's meet at the nearby bazaar first thing tomorrow morning. Have a great night.
It's a deal. Good night, Dunyarzad.
I may be too excited to fall asleep tonight. See you tomorrow.
Paimon started to really look forward to the Sub-Zero festival too. Will there be lots of yummy food? Oh no. Thinking about food is just gonna keep Paimon up all night. The earlier we sleep, the better. Let's go inside, traveler. Did we oversleep? We should go meet Dunyarzad right away!
Traveler, Paimon, I've been waiting for you two.
Good morning, Dunyarzad. We must have overslept a little bit.
Not at all. I arrived early. Today is finally here. I must cherish every moment as if it were gold.
You've worked so hard for this day. You gotta enjoy it to the fullest.
You know it. Oh, it's just that, as expected, I had some trouble falling asleep last night. I'm hoping my body won't be too much of an issue today. Well, shall we? Let's start with the stalls over there. Many vendors came out of the blue to support the event, and they insisted on covering costs themselves. Let's go give them some business.
They paid for everything out of pocket? Oh, sounds like they're not in this just for the Mora.
They all said that contributing to a lively festival atmosphere is more important than money. Especially since we don't often get to celebrate Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday.
Ooh, they're selling food over that way! Let's go...
This is a stall offering foods from the Haft Mewa feast.
Oh, you could tell straight away. I thought most people nowadays wouldn't know.
Mushrooms, flowers, and all kind of fruit? It's all vegetarian stuff. Oh, Paimon's a little disappointed. So, what's the Haft Mewa feast you mentioned just now?
It's another Sub-Zero's festival tradition. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods. Generally speaking, the most common selections were foods like Rukashva mushrooms, Nilopala lotuses, Sumeru roses, Sunsettias, Kapulatas, Hara fruits, and Zaytun peaches.
So, the Sub-Zero festival is a vegetarian holiday?
You don't have to be a vegetarian to enjoy the spread. We just use the 7 foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendro Archon.
Wait, but if that's the case, if Sumeru uses vegetarian food to represent the Dendro Archon, then wouldn't the Pyro Archon's festival be full of food like roasted fowl, juicy meatballs, grilled steak? Oh, Traveler, we have to go to Natlan as soon as possible!
I hope your wish comes true one day, Paimon.
Thanks! Alright, how about we also check out some of these other stalls?
Dear customers, would you like to try your hand at alchemical divination?
What's alchemical divination? Those two things sound like they'd be fun to try together.
Right? I thought the same when I first heard about it. It is said to be a mysterious craft invented by none other than Lesser Lord Kusanali herself.
So, how does it work?
It's quite simple. After you give me any 2 alchemical reagents, I'll use them to perform a random transmutation.
Sure sounds random. So random that it will probably fail.
That is precisely what we need. After the transmutation fails, your one and only diviner here will interpret the remnants.
Well, according to Lesser Lord Kusanali, everything is interconnected, and all that occurs can be traced back to fate. You could say this is a pearl of old wisdom.
Why does everything sound so much more credible when Dunyarzad says it? Are you guys working together?
So that's the true wisdom behind it. This young lady sure knows her stuff. So, how about it? Want to give it a try? Okay, one moment. It's the moon.
Paimon wants to take a look too! Is it? It looks more like a pie that Paimon bit into.
Generally speaking, the moon signifies... It means... Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh, I remember now. It means illusions and lies.
Illusions and lies? That sounds...
Yes, but this book says that if you trust your intuition and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
He's not even trying to hide his book anymore.
Naturally, fate will only ever show you the beginning of a journey. It is up to you to forge your own end.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just learning as I go.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. Oh!
They say the Sub-Zero's festival was very lively a long, long time ago. Large flower carriages used to parade through the city. As they headed towards Port Ormos, people would throw flowers, candy, and liquor all along the way.
Dunyarzad's eyes are sparkling right now.
I wish I could have seen that spectacle. But if you ask me, I'm sure Nilou's dance of Sub-Zeros will be just as impressive.
Attention! Soldiers, fall into formation if you want any Yalda candies.
It's a weird guy with a weird hat.
Hey, it's Dunyarzad!
Wow!
Miss Dunyarzad, the children love you even more than the Yalda candies. In the few short days it took to prepare for the Sub-Zero's festival, the children have all grown very fond of you.
The Hallowed Knight of Flowers. It's an honor that you know my name.
Attention! All right, little soldiers, take your Yalda.
Yes! Just what is...
Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is another Sub-Zero's festival icon, and one immensely popular with children. In the past, the actor portraying Ferris would also sit on a flower carriage.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can...
As are we to...
Oh, not at all. Oh!
Whichever one. Ooh, those all...
And there's also Lizard Tail and...
Huh? What's up with those two flavors?
Onikabuto is a little spicier.
Dunyarzad, you tried them before? Traveler, help Paimon pick one. Paimon wants the Sunsettia flavor. It's all right. Paimon believes in you.
I also believe in your intuition.
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you want? Attention! That's unfortunately...
Oh, Paimon thought you survived so many epic battles because you had incredible luck. But looks like Paimon was wrong.
The Sunsettia-flavored candy was in box number 4. How about this? The most important thing...
Really?
It's Knight of Flower.
Paimon really will...
They all basically sound the same. We got our candy, so let's keep going.
Oh, actually, I just remembered that. Can you come with me to get it?
Dunyarzad, you probably forgot because you're...
We're too late. Who knew the little lady was such an early riser?
I know, right? Hey.
Oh, that most certainly is. We're in luck. She's walking right into our clutches.
Those Eremites don't look like they're up to any good.
Who are you? I don't believe the Homayanis.
That's right. We haven't received any of their mora, but I wonder how much the...
They're a gang of kidnappers! Traveler, hurry and protect Dunyarzad!
Hey, did you scumbags even consider that the Homayanis might have hired a merc that outclasses you?
You're... Dia! Dia the Flame Mane! No wonder we mercs haven't heard anything about you for so long. You sold your unruly mane to the highest bidder.
Don't speak so disrespectfully. My family's...
Don't worry about it, my lady. Just some friendly banter between mercs. One punch and those rabid dogs will expose themselves for what they really are.
Aren't your claws all dull by now? Don't get too cocky!
Traveler, take Miss Dunyarzad to a safe location.
No, we're gonna stay and help. There's too many of them. You're right. All right, fine.
Please be careful, Dia.
Don't waste your time worrying about me. This is my job. Look out for yourself. After I've wiped the floor with them, I'll go find you all.
Dunyarzad, are you okay? You look a little...
I'm fine.
You sure you'll...
I'll be fine after some rest. I'm more worried about Dia.
Yeah, don't worry.
My lady, traveler, found ya.
Dia! You took care of them so fast!
Any more of them? Or rather, did anyone follow you?
Dia, your arm!
Oh, this? I'm fine. It's just a scratch. Normally they wouldn't have been able—
Please, let me take a—
Come on, it's nothing. Us mercs aren't as
Hold on, you said something about a new greatsword. What happened to the one you were using before?
About that. Well, I sold it, 'cause I was low on Mora. Stuff like this happens every now and then.
It can't be. The anonymous donation that was used for the venue's final round of...
Hey, Miss Dunyarzad, I wasn't trying to make you cry. I'm not gonna lose my commission because I made...
Okay,
You're so unreasonable, my lady.
Thank you very much, Dia.
Don't be like that. I get embarrassed really easily.
Are you feeling unwell again, Dunyarzad?
My lady, your condition. Traveler, can you take her somewhere to rest? I'll look around the area to make sure we're...
Truly, I'm so...
Are you feeling better, Dunyarzad?
Yes, much better. Just give me a few moments and I'll be good to go. I didn't realize you were concerned about it. I guess I shouldn't continue to keep it a secret. I was actually born with Elazar. It's terminal now.
Can't believe it's Elazar!
Oh, you've already heard of Elazar. In that case, you probably know about its severity. Sumeru's current medical advancements still haven't been able to find a cure. The disease's progression can only be delayed through environmental therapy.
Dunyarzad.
There's no need to be sad. I've always lived with Elazar compared to the simple fact that I'm afflicted with this. Its effects on my life have been much. I know that my family loves me dearly. They've done all they can to... Did you know? Before I ran away from home this time, the world outside of... Since I was a child, I'm sure my family's worried and disappointed in me for running away, but I just didn't want to have any regrets. I wanted to meet other people. To me, there's nothing more beautiful than being able to meet and speak with others. Not to mention the incredible time spent preparing for the festival. The joy on everyone's faces here, and all the support I've received from friends like Dia. This way, when my final day does arrive, it will be less sorrowful. At the very least, many people will remember that I once existed in this world, right?
As long as you don't forget Paimon. Paimon also won't forget about you. No.
Thank you, too. To be honest, Lesser Lord Kusanali gave me the courage to do all of this. If it weren't for her encouragement, I wouldn't have taken that first step. Thanks. There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets. Oh, right. Isn't it almost time?
Huh? Almost time for what?
Isn't the Dance of Sub-Zeros about to begin? It's the part of the festival that I've been looking forward to the most. Nilou will recreate that legendary scene with her most splendid dancing. And the Sub-Zeros festival will conclude amid everyone's applause and blessings. And with that, my wish will all—
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go to the stage!
Yeah, we should—
Were you not aware that the law prohibits this type of performance from taking place without prior permission?
Over there! Someone's yelling at Nilou!
I think I just saw the Academia's Grand Sage. Why is—
But the Dance of Sub-Zeros is one of the key parts of the Sub-Zeros festival. If we can't—
The Sub-Zeros festival. The law also prohibits the private hosting of large-scale religious festivals. Only the Academia can host such an event. If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out?
The Academia was originally responsible for the Sub-Zeros festival, but they failed this responsibility for many years. I need to speak with them. This is a hard pill to swallow, but you're right. Things would only get worse.
Art, dance. Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities in this land of knowledge and reason? Our Archon created the utopia that is Sumeru City for all scholars who sought validity, verity, and truth, while people like you wish to defile it.
No. I believe that our Archon never rejected the art.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous eyesore. When we return, have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next Nyargarbaha Day that prohibits public art performances. We will announce—
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeros Festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Nilou, are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere the Academia can't find us and perform there. Or we could get people to—
Nilou, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
But you've been looking forward to the Dance of—
It's okay. Seeing you care this much, it would be too risky to continue the Sub-Zeros Fest.
If you say so. But you can sneak out for the next Sub-Zeros festival, right?
The next one. Yes. Okay, it's a promise.
Paimon can't believe this is how things turned out. Those heartless geezers.
It really is okay. Still, I'd be lying if I said—
A lot happened today. It's a shame the festival ended the way it did. Nilou and Dunyarzad promised to make the next Sub-Zeros festival a success, but Dunyarzad is running out of time. Yeah.
All connections have been secured to construct the most stable framework possible. The project has entered its most critical phase. Power has begun to flow from...
We're gonna be late! It's all because you wouldn't get out of bed! We should go meet Dunyarzad right away!
Huh?
sorry we're late.
Not at all. I arrived early.
You seem kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Sure! Traveler? Why are you just standing there? Let's get going! Ooh, they're selling food over that way! Let's go take a look!
Good fight it situation.
This is a stall offering foods from the Haftmewa feast.
You are quite well informed.
They're all plant! Actually, what is...
It's one of the Sub-Zerus festival's traditions. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods to symbolize the 7 virtues of the Dendro Archon.
Appear to be in the form of the moon.
Really? Paimon thought it looked like some kind of food.
The moon signifies... It's escaping me for now. Wait a moment.
Is he really looking it up in a book?
Oh, right. But if you trust your intuition and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
Understood. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just learning as I go.
Guess that was still pretty interesting. Okay, on to the next stall. So, where to next?
This new shipment of items, they're also ridiculously overdesigned. So
Things can't go on like this.
All right, soldiers. Now that you have your Yalda...
Yes, Knight Ferris! What's going on?
Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is another Sub-Zerus festival icon and one of...
Oh, do you want some Yalda candies?
What's to pick? Ooh, how...
And there's also lizard...
What are those flavored... Traveler, how...
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to... Ah, excellently chosen. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Ha-ha! Paimon bet you had incredible luck, and Paimon was right! Huh? How's that possible? It's obviously random. Maybe we didn't sleep very well last night. Or maybe we slept too much.
Oh, sure.
Huh? Where are you going? You're just gonna walk off like that? A feeling of deja vu? Oh, Paimon knows what that is. It's when you... In that case, Paimon also felt something like that today. But that's just our brains playing tricks on us, isn't it? So why'd you run here in such a hurry? So that's it! You're intentionally doing things you usually wouldn't and seeing if you still get that same feeling of deja vu.
Welcome, you two. Are you here for lunch? What would you like to eat? Got it. You don't look like you're from these parts, but I gotta say, you've got good taste. I'll give this order to the kitchen.
Coconut charcoal cake? Isn't it that burnt thing that didn't look tasty at all? Oh, Paimon understands what you're trying to do now. You'd never normally order something like this. That thing? Isn't this going a bit too far? How was it? The look on your face is telling Paimon that it tasted awful. Then, you mean... That's impossible! We were just talking about how gross it looked! So, would this be a case of taste bud deja vu? Paimon also gets the impression that we've been here many times, even though we aren't regulars. How about we go out again and try something else? Hey, Dinyarzad is sitting by yourself on that bench over there. What a coincidence, Dinyarzad. We meet again. Why are you sitting here all by yourself?
Oh, I ran into some kidnappers just now.
Kidnappers?
I'm okay. Dia's arm got scratched, but...
Whew. That's a big...
Not at all. I've always been like this. Besides, no matter how amazing today may be, it is but a single day. After however many more days, my time will come to an end.
Paimon doesn't quite follow you, and Paimon feels like something's really got you down right now.
It really is fine. I don't mind. Huh? Did something happen?
Dinyarzad, have you ever felt deja vu? You know, like when you've already experienced something that's happening right now?
Deja vu? No. But my days have been the same for years now. Even if I were feeling deja vu, I suppose I would already be used to it.
Oh, Paimon sees. Then, is it only the two of us?
It's almost time.
Huh?
Nilou's Dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin.
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are... When we return, have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next...
Understood. I will inform...
The Sub-Zero's festival.
Nilou?
Oh, Junior. It's okay. But you've been really looking... It truly is unfortunate, but I don't want to cause trouble.
True, but...
The next festival.
Wait.
No, nothing. I'll be heading...
Paimon can't believe what those heartless geezers did! Maybe it really was because of exhaustion. Same here. That's why Paimon stopped thinking. Then, how about we settle in and get a good night's sleep. For now, we can chalk things up to exhaustion. We can do more thinking tomorrow.
Observing a modest drop in the output of Jnana energy, but values still remain within normal parameters.
Continue to monitor for variances in the data and find the cause as soon as possible.
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep? Anyway, we should go meet Dunyarzad right away.
Bien.
Good morning, Dunyarzad. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Not at all. I arrived early.
Huh? Paimon thinks you sound kinda tired.
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry.
Great idea! Let's get going! Traveler? Hey.
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy the Sub-Zero's Fest. Oh, are you interested in It's not that simple. Each box contains a random flavor. And there's also lizard... No problem. These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you want? Oh, I like your confidence. No hesitation at all. Oh.
Ha! Paimon knew he always had incredible luck. Paimon's...
Wait.
What?
That couldn't have been luck. How mind reading? X-ray
Tell us what's going on! Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler? Hey, where are you What's going on? Did you see something? Us leaving Dunyarzad without letting her know is kind...
After her.
What are you looking for? Why did we come here? Traveler? That's... happening here? Why are there 2 Dunyarzad's? You already know that this isn't your first Sub-Zero's festival, don't you? I'm sure you already know how to use this. A knowledge capsule? Where did you get it? What's inside? You should use it too, Paimon. You know Paimon? Well, this seems kinda sketchy, but Paimon feels like this is what we should do. What the? This is our 20th time at the Sub-Zero's festival? Huh? No. The 30th? 40th? Just how many times have we been to the Sub-Zero's festival? Have we been trapped in a single day? If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized. What the heck was inside that knowledge capsule? Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've met, and I answered that question a long time ago. Let Paimon think. Oh, it's coming back. Meeting, what about everyone else? Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of... It was as if a single sheet of paper was separating those memories from your consciousness. A familiar question. I think this is the 7th time you asked that. As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyarzad you were just with is different from the first Dunyarzad you met. That first Dunyarzad is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left. Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida. Good, you passed the test. What's happening? You can awaken our memories, and you seem like you know what's going on. Oh, wait, please don't tell Paimon even you don't know. Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called the samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside the one-day samsara. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. If you were told the truth instead of discovering it yourselves, it would literally blow your minds. I don't know how you'd be after that. I can only give you surface-level help, like bits of information and subtle hints. For the rest of the time, I'll be doing all I can to slow down Dunyarzad's illness. She looks like she isn't doing well at all. Her illness gets worse after each Sub-Zero's festival. If we can break out of the samsara, I might be able to save her. But as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last feathers. All I can do is raise a gale to delay her fall. You sure love to use weird analogies. Analogies are a wonderful tool. Okay, so, with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more? The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? What's happening right now seems to have My mind feels exhausted. That should be it.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers.
Still the wrong answer?
A simple time loop can't explain some of the
Juniors,
The Sabzeruz festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them. Hurry and find...
let's think about our current situation. And to do that, we need to figure out what's... Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so... when Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times...
Hey, it's you guys again. I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvested them from the forest just yesterday. Huh? What brought this about? I hurried back from the forest yesterday, and I'm selling
to put it another way...
What kind of philosophical... Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if you want to find someone to daydream with.
He actually has a point. Is this a dream? Is everyone dreaming? True. Anyway, if this all really were just a dream...
Oh, it's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person? Ooh, I knew it!
You're really excited about this, huh?
Help you better?
So, you're admitting that you don't have a clue?
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into? Huh? Hold on a second. What you just said... Are you serious?
I knew you weren't going to believe it.
Marvelous. Truly marvelous.
When you say it like that...
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints. The book only says, if you trust...
So that's how it is. Looks like we haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to? Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off again? Yeah, if we tap into Dia's... at this time of day, Dia's...
I'm fine, my lady.
Perfect timing. Both of you...
Paimon, Traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in earlier? If someone was protecting...
You want the Traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to see if there's...
How did you know what I was going to...
We need to say something convincing.
People in Sumeru don't dream. Dia sold her greatsword to raise additional... The moon, illusion. My mind feels exhausted.
Tell her, Traveler!
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dunyarzad. You couldn't have known. And just now, you literally took the words right out...
All right, so this is the...
It's kinda hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly type, but we do have basic common sense.
She's quieter than usual, uninterested in anything, and really gloomy.
Yeah, she isn't the same as before, but her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
Huh? At first?
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about. I'll go rest on the bench over there.
My lady, are you angry? All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't completely safe here.
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
Nahida! We brought a friend! Are you busy?
I thought I told you that it won't help to bring anyone here.
We just wanted her to see the real Dunyarzad's condition.
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Huh?
I told you that you two are special. Other people can't see me or Miss Dunyarzad here.
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Wow. How perceptive. Does she have invisible antennae?
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she? How's she doing?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a coma. How did you know she was here?
I can sense her aura. There are also lingering feelings of something like regret or disappointment. What happened?
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself. So, you think the sages are behind this?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's sages are the only ones in Sumeru who could pull off something like this. Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know. Right! Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? That means you must know something about the Akasha!
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
So, this Nahida you mentioned, what did she say?
She said, and Paimon quotes, "The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people."
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait. I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that work?
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha? Oh, yeah. That sounds about right. What do you think?
Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the god of wisdom. People in Sumeru don't dream. My mind feels exhausted. What's happening right now? Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifest. People in Sumeru don't. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? Huh. When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, knowledge always comes at a price. Compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us? Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our heads, so who's to say that it can't also poke around in there? We don't know any specifics.
What's the point of doing something like that?
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't crack.
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to cook up such a conspiracy. Mark my words, when this is over, I'm getting evidence and exposing this whole thing to the public.
How does everyone feel? Huh? What is it? Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway. Traveler, did you hear?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our Akasha terminals.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Paimon remembers everything!
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that? But now we can at least confirm one thing. The Akasha definitely has something to do with whatever's trapping us in this cycle. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far?
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand why they're being treated the way they are.
If we're lab rats, then what are you? Nahida, you've never told us anything about yourself.
I guess I'm the moon.
The moon? Wasn't that...
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth, so you should focus on other things. Don't get...
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs. Shh! How did you know about my greatsword? I haven't told anyone about it. Please.
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I have, it's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory.
Traveler, what do you think? Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful. Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but it's still...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to rest, but...
How did you know what I was gonna say?
Whew, it's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured... Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today, even though she got injured every other time she fought the kid. Do you think the Samsara has been broken?
Really? Good job on all that progress.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience tomorrow. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire world is a lie.
Okay, no more. Paimon...
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety... Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could...
It's so strange and so against common sense that... Paimon's at a loss for words. Yeah, even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every...
Continue the harvest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these...
We're still in the same day! Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out?
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear your minds.
Paimon thought the Duke did that!
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been
Paimon's flattered and everything.
What I mean is, in other words, if you weren't here, I may as well not exist.
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation?
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh, yeah! You're right! Gosh, how did...
So, what's your...
The moon, illusions, and lies. Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory, and Dia was able to use her experiences to avoid injury in later samsara cycles. The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every... Okay, Nahida said the Akasha... We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many... I can't... if all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive the same day again and again.
Oh! Then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating the deletion of our memories! That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet! It's already the next day, but everyone still thinks it's the day before! But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia has been getting better at using her greatsword. Now everything makes sense!
A brilliant
Nahida, tell us if we're right.
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception.
That isn't simple at all!
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again?
Right! She did help us find her lead.
It's an hour later.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also...
It hurt? Why would I?
Well, you're still getting used...
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... Wait a...
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it. Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brain...
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my
Yes, your memory's being erased.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used? The money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
Right! They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resource. It's not very likely, but it's also not...
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee...
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
This is it.
Huh? This is the what?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now? Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too? How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about
You're back early today.
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world.
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think—
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still—
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow. Our memories are back! About that... Well,
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you. Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days' worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's go!
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the academia already announced the lockdown. Let's go and question. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we— This is a good spot. And the guard— Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind? But what if things get really weird get into some trouble. Then, oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but okay. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon. And please. Memories. Traveler. Paimon would never see you, and Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall, and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only...
Paimon, calm down. He's here now.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
Okay. Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant. No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of... I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass up...
Yep! Now we're talking!
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this...
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already...
To make something like this?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages.
We'll never know until we try. Let's go then. Let's expose those sages. All right. Okay. See you... That covers everything that's happened so far.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing one after the other. absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now! Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a... My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Dude, lots of Paimon's head is spinning.
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small...
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half. Hey, where are you going?
Come on. I need to finish it. I was just thinking it would be a good idea to stop recording, continue everything tomorrow, but it seems like I cannot even jump. Fuck. Alright, if that's the case, I'll take a 5-minute break.
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by greater Lord Rukadevata.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds. I'm really looking forward to it.
What's so great about Snezhnaya toys anyway?
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by greater Lord Rukadevata.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds.
What's so great about Snezhnaya toys anyway?
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by greater Lord Rukadevata.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds. I'm really looking forward to the new play.
I've got great
What's
food
so
and
great about
drinks that
Snezhnaya toys
everyone
anyway?
can enjoy.
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by Greater Lord Rukadevata.
What's so great about Snezhnayan toys anyway?
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds.
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by Greater Lord Rukadevata.
I've got
What's so
great
great
food
about
and
Snezhnayan
great drinks
toys
that
anyway?
everyone can enjoy.
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds.
I wonder if the treasures I discovered in my youth might have been left by Greater Lord Rukadevata.
Every item I sell here comes with its own fascinating story. What's so great about Snezhnayan?
I've got great food and great drinks that everyone can enjoy.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away. Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth. You're back. I've been waiting forever for... Are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the fest... Okay.
Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a Gnosis to operate. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival... All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of... dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia Forest. Except these have no sign of human... The moon allude... People in Sumeru don't dream. We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream. But the truth is, the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when he was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now. Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this? The Akasha relies on the power of a Gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace.
and it grants knowledge to the people. It compiles the wisdom of...
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the Academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the Samsara?
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new space... The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate." My mind feels exhausted. Even... We've already experienced the I can't seem to...
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested.
So, this is like a dream factory, and...
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent...
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this...
Alright, last question. Who am I?
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's Now that I think about it...
So you noticed. I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now. You asked me this question before. My answer, now that you know this is all a dream, this answer... Have you heard the saying, "Don't wake a sleepwalker"? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would... Secondly, you're probably wondering why. That's because people don't remember their dreams, so whenever they wake up and...
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up.
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendril can a person gain the Dendril element's dream-enhancing power. That explains. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with. Like,
people's lives are at stake here.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really?
Even you don't know the reason?
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time. No matter. Traveler, do you have...
Those spaces remind... Okay. The Grand Sage said, go celebrate the...
Celebrate the birth... Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival...
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their archon?
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Oh, we're out of time.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara to...
Good morning, Nahida. Wait, now that... Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already...
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like...
Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still... far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating...
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So...
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness, which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this dream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no? Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense! Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the wholesome Zeru's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, just... it's a little hard to explain.
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you... make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zeru's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years? 100 years? I'll serve her till the end of time. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eye. Oh! You're...
What?
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go. Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this stream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her.
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down!
New punch
today. Disappear!
Orders given. Orders received.
Try not to enjoy this too much. You're in for a little shock.
Feel the beat!
I'll be back. That's close enough. Where do you think you're going?
Go.
Take that!
You?
Huh? Bog the jungle.
Blitz.
I'll be back.
Here. You?
Take that! Windblade.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zeru's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere. Yeah, even if it's only a... This is the place. It's rude to enter. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing. Should we open it? Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sumeru's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sumeru's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't... Hey! Where are you off to now? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilou's Dance of Sub-Zerus.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did... Traveler?
You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste! Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh? You guys are acting weird. But okay, I'll try. Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, But if we want to end the samsara, how should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the academia. What a happy ending. So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zero's.
Keep it. I was going to mute it, but I'll keep it.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room! What happened? Huh? What usual spot? Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream, and I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zero's.
should have stopped.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the Traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the Traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's. To be accurate, I'm using the
How did you do that? Poor Catherine.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord, I've always respected...
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So, Cat, what about your own body? Why do you need to borrow...
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, at that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and...
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How...
In some ways, they aren't wrong, and
Yeah, you could...
Thank you for the kind... Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my... Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the... There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. I wonder what caused them to go down this path. Even though the city's red... I tried to do some investigating in the... I think they're deliberately trying to hide...
Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainarite to join some kind of...
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. You mean how the Akasha...
Yeah, it's been such a long time.
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like...
Misdirect?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream, even if the truth is with their propaganda. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in... Anyway, by now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Got it.
I hope, to be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream... Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't...
Go and get some sleep.
What a relief.
Traveler?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We...
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find...
Thanks everyone for joining. It's been nice. It's been a long 3.5 hours. Still, it was fun. Next time we'll be able to do some story quest, so it should be more fun. Thanks for